CM Punk addresses those WWE return rumors. Plus, future plans for a top Raw star have been revealed. And we have an update on Survivor Series War Games. It's all in the Cultaholic wrestling news right now. Oh, cheer up, Hetherington. One day you will own your own legal firm. We're talking CM Punk this morning. There's been, I would say, a development, but it's probably the first time that the three particular initials which he is currently connected to have been near his ears, if you see what I mean.
I can see what you mean.
Thank you. He was on the Score sports radio show in Chicago last night. He talked a lot about the hockey, but then he moved on to the wrestling. He was asked about the possibility, first of all, of a wrestlers' union. He had some thoughts on that.
He did. He said wrestlers should 100% have a union, and I'll always say this, and I mean it in the most loving way. Wrestlers will never unionize because wrestlers are stupid and selfish. That's just the way it is. There's always going to be somebody else around the corner that wants what you have, or possibly just doesn't want you to have what you have. And they will do whatever a promoter wants you to do for less money, and that's unfortunate, but the boys never stick together.
Now, the big thing was the possibility of a WWE return. When asked if he'd ever before we get to that though, when asked if he'd ever considered setting up a wrestlers union,
he said, "I have researched, probably not enough if I was serious about it."
Okay, so he's thought about it, not quite gone into the weeds on it yet. So of course, he was asked about WWE and whether or not he would be at Survivor Series, to which he quipped,
"I think it's sold out." You got us there, dear Philip.
What fun we're having. He then goes on.
He said, "I don't want to burst anybody's bubble. I'm kind of just sitting at home right now enjoying this beautiful Chicago weather. I have an injury in the family. My dog blew his little dog ACL, bless him. So I'm literally just spending my time with him. I know that sounds a little crazy, but he is my son and I take care of him and treat him as such. So everything has kind of stopped. I'm fortunate to be able to just take time off from everything. I've cancelled a couple of things I have coming up. Traveling is it's hard trying to leave him here with my wife, April. So if there's two of us here taking care of him, it seems to be easier."
Look at my son. Pride is not a word I'm looking for. Yes, best wishes to Larry.
Yeah, I hope he's doing all right, bless him.
Yeah. I also give a shout out to Mindy's Bakery as well, as he is one to do.
What a guy.
What a guy. Yeah, neither confirming nor denying, but certainly addressing that and then moving the subject on.
Yeah.
Which is not dissimilar to what he did. Not one to, go too much into the weeds on the words of Chancery Montgomery Punk. But when he was in Chicago at the same night as AEW Rampage, where they said, what are you doing here this weekend? He went, I don't know what's happening there, but I know that there's a premiere of a new show, Heels.
Yes.
It might not have been in Chicago where he said that, but he certainly, when asked about it, he turned the subject onto something else.
Yeah, again, it's the world of wrestling as well, isn't it? You can never say never on anything. Things change in an instant sometimes too. I think just leaving the options open there, neither, as you said, sort of confirming or denying that he is going to be there. It just nicely leaves the door open for us to speculate, as we so do love to do here in the wrestling sphere.
We do love a bit of mutual speculation, don't we? We certainly do. Now, over to WWE, and Becky Lynch has given a little hint of what's next for her on her Instagram. She revealed that she is done with NXT, and moving forward, her future plans are back on the main roster, it seems.
Yeah, she said, "The NXT era has come to an end. I am immensely proud of my run as NXT Women's Champion, from getting to step in the ring with some of the finest up-and-comers to open challenges on Raw and being a catalyst for highlighting, there we go, the wealth of hungry talent we have on our roster. Lyra Valkyria is the real deal and will be a star for years to come. The future is in good hands."
Always leave it better than you found it.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what Becky Lynch did with that, because she came in, she worked with some talented people, and she dropped the title, and off she goes again.
Yeah, I feel like she's elevated so like quite a good number of people on the NXT roster. Tiffany Stratton in that match that they had together was tremendous. It's nice to see, them getting to highlight Tegan Knox in things like this as well. Indy Hartwell, who we haven't seen on TV properly in a long time, got a little bit of a shot as well. Obviously, Lyra Valkyria, the new champion now. I think Becky's done a fine job, a really good job of going over there, elevating the NXT women's title, making it feel like a big deal, and also at the same time getting to showcase some of these talents that maybe we see as developmental and still have a bit of time to, you know, to get to the level that Becky Lynch is at, but then also showing that those people can go toe-to-toe with some of the best as well, which
Absolutely.
is the best thing to do.
It is the best thing to do, as is the best thing to do for Impact Wrestling to become TNA once again. Big announcement from Bound for Glory last weekend. We do a video on the channel which is all about the history of Impact changing its name. It's done it quite a few times. We go through the timeline of rebranding, reinitializations, reboots and such on the Cultaholic YouTube channel, where you are right now, should you wish to check that out. A little update for Turning Point tonight, which is emanating from the Waka Dome in Newcastle. Tuning Point is here. It'll be an Impact Plus special event that you can watch next week, but you got to come and see it live if you're not there already. It's part of the UK Invasion Tour. Diana Perazzo is challenging tonight for Trinity's Impact Knockouts title. A special caveat to that is that if Diana Perazzo can't beat Trinity tonight, she can never challenge for the belt again whilst Trinity is champion. Additionally, now announced, there will be a special guest referee tonight in Newcastle in Impact Wrestling Hall of Famer Gail Kim.
My goodness.
Gail Kim's reffing the match.
They are spoiling us.
Oh, there's going to be some fun in that one, I do believe. Also confirmed for tonight, live in Newcastle, Will Ospreay and Eddie Edwards, Eric Young and Josh Alexander versus Subculture, Jordan Grace and Danny Luna. We've got an X Division 3-way sponsored by Cultaholic Wrestling. Ding. Frankie Kazarian. Let's talk about it, innit?
Yeah.
Frankie Kazarian, Rich Swann, and Trey Miguel in a Cultaholic-sponsored X Division 3-way. Alex Windsor and Giselle Shaw one-on-one. Joe Hendry versus Simon Miller and the Motor City Machine Guns. The X Division champion Chris Sabin, the Impact World champion Alex Shelley, facing Brian Myers and Moose.
Moose!
Big card.
A big card, and lest we forget that this handsome young man right here will be ring announcing for the show as well. And the Coventry dates as well?
Yes, indeed.
Very, very excited for you.
So when I leave here today, I go on the Impact Tour. I put something on Twitter earlier, and I just wanted to very quickly say thank you, because I know I don't vibe with I may not vibe with you watching, may not vibe with everybody, and that's okay. It'd be boring if we like all the same things. But generally, when I've needed support, you've circled the wagons, and when I've needed backup, you've banged the drums, and I don't think it would have happened had you and the Cultaholic world, sorry Hetherington, had me back on it, and it's unreal that I'm about to nearly 4. I'm very feeling my age at the moment, and I kind of felt like this year, like everything was sort of winding down, and lordy, it's winding up.
I'll
again.
tell you something, right? This right here is one of the hardest working men I've ever met in my entire life. But the thing is, like, you put all the work into stuff, but not only do you do that, you also give others a platform to elevate them. It's about time you had your flowers and you got something back tenfold, and I'm so glad that you've got this. You deserve it more than anybody in the world, buddy.
Thank you. I'm very grateful. If you come along tonight, let's just have a lovely night. Let's have a lovely talk. Come on. Promise not to cry tonight. I promise not to cry. Anyway, look. Let's talk wrestling, because that's why we're here. Enough about me. Survivor Series round the corner, and we've got an update regarding War Games. What do we know about it, Andrew?
So we've heard numerous pitches, plans, and rumors for the return of War Games. WrestleVotes have given an update, though. They say, regarding War Games, I'm told creative within WWE has gone back and forth for a while now on the matchup for Survivor Series. Within the last few weeks, the thought was to keep the story only on the Raw side of things, but the sense from a source is that has now changed. Now, there is suggestions that the seating layout for the All-State Arena, where Survivor Series will emanate from, isn't configured for a second ring, which is obviously a huge part of the War Games match itself.
That could be something that we consider a little closer to the time. Certainly, that's an interesting one. I would be sad if we don't get a War Games match. If we don't, we don't. It's fine. There's plenty of stories that are rumbling along. I kind of get the vibe that with Nick Aldis and Adam Pearce is tete-a-tete at the moment. There is room for a Raw versus SmackDown match, which I know in the past I've been reticent about, but you have to appreciate that even just these two having a little bit of a bicker, there is some reason for it other than Sunday. So
there's definitely reason for it with the Raw and SmackDown stuff, and also I feel like that friction there has emanated from Jimmy and Jay as well. So maybe you've got, two, like Team Jimmy and Team Jay. Therefore, then you've also got Raw and SmackDown going together. There's maybe something there.
All questions that we will hope to get answered throughout the run-up to Survivor Series. And for the latest wrestling news throughout the week, you can check out cultaholic.duck. Keys.
Love you, bye.